searched for. They are inevitable. They arrive with the same certainty with which day surrenders to night. Some hours bend, that grow, that breathe differently. Silence may seem like a companion. Entrapment. It's the open mouth of something that desires you to be the first to utter a word, to watch, to tumble.
I am Elena. Despite my belief that city life was a real thrill, I always longed for the tranquility of nature. So, my friends and I chose to plan a weekend camping adventure in a nearby woods. I didn't realize that such a simple escape would become an experience I would never forget. It was Friday afternoon when we arrived at the forest, a place famous for its breathtaking beauty and tales of magical creatures that live in the shadows. We installed our tents and ignited a warm campfire, laughing and exchanging tales with each other. The day unfolded without any problems, and the atmosphere was truly enchanting. After dinner, we decided to play a game of telling scary stories. But one of my friends, named Javier, began recounting a local legend regarding little beings that were said to protect the forest. The Shanek. He mentioned that they were known to be mischievous and could sometimes lead lost humans to unfamiliar locations. Although we were all laughing, part of me felt slightly uneasy. Later, around the campfire, the wind picked up and started to blow strongly, and all of a sudden, the air grew cold. The laughter died down as an odd noise shattered the nighttime stillness. A crackling noise as if something or someone was walking among the trees. I turned to my friends, and they looked just as fascinated as I did, giving each other nervous looks. We thought it would be a great idea to take a look around the area before we decided to just give up and sleep. We started to stroll between the trees as our flashlights illuminated the path ahead. The unsettling feeling of being watched came back, but we didn't care much. It was just a forest after all. As we progressed, we stumbled upon branches woven together in unusual shapes, but they had designs. I stopped to observe closely. Who would do this? I asked. My friends offered different responses. Some believed they were made by animals, while others believed it was something more sinister. Our curiosity compelled us to keep on exploring, although we felt increasingly uncomfortable. Out of nowhere, we caught a gentle whisper that floated through the air, like a distant laugh. We turned in every direction, but there was no one around. The atmosphere grew heavy, and the wind ceased to blow. I decided it was better to return to the camp. My friends were on board with my idea, so we began our trek back. But something stopped us. When we reached the spot where our campfire had been, we realized that something was not right. The fire was low, with a small pile of leaves and branches around it, arranged perfectly. We had not previously left that place. What just happened? Paula, filled with anxiety, asked. Javier said, trying to alleviate the tension. Clearly, the Yanekes are having fun at our expense. However, the sarcastic tone failed to persuade anyone. Everyone was overtaken by anxiety. We huddled near the fire, and someone proposed that we should remain together and not stray too far away. As the night progressed, the sound of the forest intensified. It seemed as though a throng of invisible shapes was prowling nearby, heightening our sense of unease. The quiet was pierced only by the sound of leaves crunching and the distant calls of night creatures, creating an eerie atmosphere. Then we caught a faint scream, as if someone was trying to convey a message, but it was swallowed by the night. But the voice disappeared among the trees, lost to the night. We were scared. "Did you hear that?" Javier whispered. We leaned towards the sound's direction, but all was quiet and serene. However, the feeling of being surrounded cannot be explained, a sensation that clung to us. My senses were fully alert and aware. The adrenaline was coursing through my veins. We decided to play a game of lights, turning our flashlights on and off to see if we could get someone to respond. At that moment, a shadow rushed rapidly through the trees, so fast that I could hardly discern it. "What was it?" Paula asked. We were all rendered speechless. Some of us wished to remain, but others suggested we leave. But the atmosphere had changed, and everything felt increasingly unsettling. After much deliberation, we concluded that it was enough. We tried to return to our tents, but it seemed like the forest was actively trying to keep us from leaving. Our way back became confusing. I felt us going off course. Unusual sounds enveloped our quest, while the lights from our lanterns flickered nervously in our grasp. We only had the impression that something was playing tricks on us, causing us to lose our way. At last, after what seemed like an endless time, we successfully made our way back to the camp. We were so tired that we climbed into our tents, leaving the fire still lit. We still felt as if someone was watching us, and an unsettling silence settled in. The night went on. At last, I sank into a deep sleep. Yet my dreams were crowded with unclear images and shadows that swayed, far-off laughter and faces that seemed to dissolve. I woke up at dawn with a strong desire to leave that place. We swiftly packed our things, and as I gazed at the woods, I realized the branches with patterns were much clearer. It was as if they were pointing to a path. Without a second thought, I felt a strong impulse to wander into the forest again. But my friend stopped me, and we left. When we returned to the city, I felt a feeling of respect and wariness for the unknown.
That forest, with its rich plant life and the shadows that move gracefully, was not just an ordinary camping area. It had established a connection with a side of nature that is not for exploration. A reminder that there exist powers in the world beyond our comprehension, and that they could be watching us in the darkness.
Every encounter leaves a mark. It isn't always apparent. Occasionally, it feels like a mark on the soul, a reverberation that lingers in the depths of each new silence.
Did you notice what was supposed to remain? And now, the only question that is significant is no longer what, but what? What did you take?